No studio? No problem. Today, I'm gonna show you exactly how I organize all of my art supplies as a multidisciplinary artist living in a super small shared space. And because we're artists, we're gonna keep it aesthetic. Hello, welcome to my art studio. I mean, my living room. I mean, our guest bedroom, the home gym, my office. We live in a super small space, and this one room has to serve a myriad of functions on any given day. I have been running my art businesses from home since 2019, and I have figured out how to squirrel away a shocking amount of art supplies. Honestly, I don't even know what all I've got. Would you believe me if I told you that you were looking at the majority of my art supplies right now? This amazing little set of drawers, which was an IKEA find, and most of the time a nice place to set a beverage. But the truth is that this holds a ton of supplies. And the best part is it's actually on casters. It's heavy because there's so much stuff in here, but it slides right out. Let's start with this top. Lovely piece of tile from Home Depot. I believe it was about $6. But if we take off our decorative friends here, its true purpose is to serve as a surface for me to use when I work with polymer clay. Anytime that I might want to bust out a clay project, I have my slab. This metal set of drawers is only, I think, about 10 or 11 inches wide, but the drawers are completely modular, so you can take any given drawer out to get at all of the supplies that you might need for a project. Top drawer is tools. Anything that I kind of want at the ready all the time, especially scissors. Drawer number 2, I have all of my findings and fastenings for jewelry making, clips and clamps. You can never have too many rhinestone cabochons. Drawer number 3, working polymer. Everything is color-coded inside bags. I also have my alcohol, my little finger guards, which are super important when you work with polymer so you don't leave fingerprints all over it. The next 2 drawers are for painting. This top guy has, well, a work in progress. A bunch of painting dishes. This is where I am currently keeping my small brushes. This is also the beginning of my paints. I love this set. This one is metallic. It's so pretty. And my number 1 fave, Copic white paint. This is the white that goes over everything. It will dry out if you look at it though, so keep that cap on. In this drawer, I have all of my acrylic paints, as well as my beloved paint markers. This drawer might be the heaviest. And then last but not least, my rulers. These I like to keep kind of separate and handy so I can grab them. I do have more paint in here as well. Gouache, got my dry erase markers, Velcro dots. It's actually incredible how many supplies just came out of that. I'm gonna show you. That's art supply stash number 1. I should maybe mention that I don't keep any finished artwork in this room. I do have a couple of pieces hanging that are framed for like decor, but up here I exclusively tried to store items that I can use to make new art. Potential is kind of like how I like to think of it. And this bookshelf is filled with potential. We'll just go cubby by cubby and I'll take out anything that I've stashed in here. Watercolor paper, mixed media, art boards, tracing paper, artboard. I've even gessoed these already, so they're primed and ready to be painted on. But artboard, little mini card artboard, some sketches, still a lot of empty pages. My wet palette, I love this thing. So you can keep using your paints for days and days, and your gouache or watercolor or acrylic won't dry out on you and get that skin. Got another canvas board. I need to get painting. This is making me realize that I'm not painting enough. More analog painting. I've got a giant sketchbook. I love to have this handy because you just you just never know when you need a really big piece of paper. This has been used quite a bit, but there's more left. A good old-fashioned metal palette, specialty papers. I don't know if you can tell at this point in the video yet, but I really like sparkly. I like to make sparkly art. Shrinky dink, a couple sheets of iPad paper cover that makes your iPad feel like a nice textured piece of paper and not so smooth. I think that's everything on the shelves. Let's see. If you consider that every single one of these things essentially could be used to make an individual piece of art, that's a lot of supplies. I think we have this idea of artists as being like, blah, and they've got tubes of paint everywhere and everything's a mess. And yes, that's some artists, but I've been an artist my entire life, and I have also needed my desk and work area to be clean. Because this is my primary workstation, I like to keep this surface as clear as possible, and I like to have a system in place so that I can reset it at the end of the day. All of my pens and markers are here for analog illustration and journaling. Because I love looking at these and it inspires me to actually use them when I see them all the time, they are allowed to take up a pretty big footprint on the desk. However, I've used a couple little tricks to maximize the space. Number one is the clear acrylic. Because the container that these are stored in itself is clear, it makes it feel a lot lighter than if this were, say, made out of balsa wood. And then it would feel like you had a big giant brick sitting on your desk all the time. That's also just my aesthetic preference. I love acrylic. I think it's because I was born in the 80s. It's just in me, you know? One of the other tricks that I've used so that it's not completely dominating a third of the desk space is that I put it on top of a second acrylic piece. And in here, well, I was just reading my notes out of this, but usually I have my current sketchbook up on top, and this is where I keep all of my current analog work in progress. I've been very into making paper dolls. It's very easy for me to bring out the box and get back into the project, or at the end of the day, put the box away and they just go right back underneath. My iPad lives here, as well as my current bullet journals. They also have a little acrylic holder. It's great because it gives me back a lot of space while allowing me to keep the iPad and journals on the desk all the time. I also have my laptop. It can move, it rarely does. This guy, I would also say, is an art supply. It's my desk lamp, but it also is meant for filming, so it's great for when I want to capture overhead photos or work in progress videos. This was a little bit of a spendy investment, but I regret nothing. Love her. I also really like the aesthetic of this lamp. It's very easy to work with as a non-photographer. I almost forgot my cutting mat. I use this with clay as well as card making and paper dolls. You gotta have a good cutting mat, but make it pink. And finally, the fourth place that I've organized my art supplies is here, underneath the couch. I totally forgot that I had my easel under here. See, and it just opens right up. There you go, ready to paint. Pero espera, hay más. Handy dandy paper cutter. I actually use this all the time. I really only keep it under the couch because it's so ugly and I don't want to look at it. And then the last item is a sealed Tupperware box of stuff that I would consider backstock. I've got some jewelry making puff balls, tassels, gold chain, and rhinestone chain. This Tupperware is also filled with backstock clay. Let me show you the size of the pile that we have amassed. Honestly, seeing all these art supplies is sort of shocking. I can't believe how much stuff. All that's left to do is put it away. Thanks for watching. Bye!